What's up, everyone? Justin here to do a review on NXT Vengeance Day. It just ended on Peacock about 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. I don't know when, but it just ended. So, let's start the review up first. We had the kickoff show, which was just hyping up the card, showing the feuds and the matches, a video package of feuds for the matches. I don't know why they continue. Why does NXT continue to use Sam Roberts? Don't nobody want to see him talking about WWE on Peacock? I don't want to see or hear him. I would have rather had anybody else from wrestling media. Why couldn't Dave LaGreca be in the studio with Matt Camp? But anyways, so the kickoff is just hyping up the show. Up first, we had the North American Championship on the line. Wes Lee defending against Dijak. Holy shit. Hell of a match. Hell of a match. Hell of a match. A lot of kickouts. So many kickouts, but that's wrestling in 2023. Or a lot of the matches, especially in AEW, they have way too many kickouts in a lot of matches. But anyways, really good North American title match. It went 17 minutes. Your winner. At one point, by the way, your winner is Wes Lee, still the North American champ. I like that because I like Wes Lee a lot. At one point, he did a, what the hell they call it? Poison Rana, I think. Oh, man. Reverse Canadian Destroyer. And Dijak landed on his... Or no, that's not when he landed on his head and neck and fucked up. His fingers look broken. Probably has a shoulder injury or neck injury because he's on the top rope. He's trying to lift Wes Lee like he was going to powerbomb him. I thought he was going to put him on his shoulders, like razor edge him off the ropes. But no. Wes Lee Hurricanrana. And Dijak, the guy didn't barely get over onto his back. He fell on his fucking head and like the side of his neck. That was sick. That was nasty. Nasty bump on his neck and head. That was sick. I hope he's okay. I really hope Dijak is okay, not injured, and not fucked up. Not in pain. Hope he doesn't have to go away to have surgery. I believe his fingers look broken or bent up. One of my friends on Twitter said he looked like he had broken fingers or bent the wrong way. Anyways, other than I wish that spot never happened where Dijak looked like he got injured off the ropes. I wish it never happened. But it did. I hope he's okay. Wes Lee retains. I like that. I predicted that. So, it's, I don't know. I feel it kind of, not feel it, I think it's kind of strange that Vince is back in power, but not creative, obviously. If he was in power of creative, I don't think we would have Bray Wyatt Dijak on TV. I doubt it. But, yeah. It really seems like Vince is back just to sell the company. He has not interfered in NXT or the main roster. Thank fucking God. Because Vince, you're a smart businessman, one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest promoters of all time. You will go down in history as, well, looked at some as not a good guy and a predator. And a guy that just got away with a lot, got away with a ton because you're powerful and have millions and millions to pay off people. But also I will say Vince could be a target of a lot of people. I'm not talking about fans. You could be a target of accusations against you when you're rich as hell. You could be a target of that. For sure. Just because you're accused doesn't mean you did it. Just saying. He was never put in court. Well, I guess he wasn't in court to testify against his accusers because he paid them off. So there you go. Do think of that as whatever, however you want to think of it. I'm not talking about Vince outside of wrestling. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I absolutely don't like what he did. But I'm talking about him and what he did for wrestling. One of the greatest promoters, and the guy built one of the greatest, in my opinion, one of the best ever sports entertainment wrestling companies of all time in the world. That's what he built. His legacy will be built an empire for pro wrestling and helped it tremendously and created WrestleMania. Basically, he created the Super Bowl of wrestling. And he had the best promotion and company, in my opinion. But this is not about Vince. I just thought of him because of Dijak. Look what he did to Dijak. He made him T-bar. That was fucking ridiculous. What a stupid idea. And a stupid gimmick. My point is, I doubt Vince has any power in creative. Thank God, leave your son-in-law in power. Trust. For God's sakes, Vince, trust your son-in-law. He's your son-in-law. He doesn't have any bad intentions to make the product suck or bad or go downhill. He doesn't. He has the best intentions. Better intentions than you had. Because you're super old. Everybody's going to get old. But 77 to 78, whatever Vince is, that's too old to be running a wrestling company and head of creative. Because, I would rather, for me personally, I would rather trust and have my faith in Triple H as a booker than Vince. So, enough about Vince. Back to the NXT Vengeance Day review. Women's tag team titles was next. Fallon Henley, Kiana James. With Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. I don't know why they had to be at ringside. They shouldn't have been there. And my God, it only went 9 minutes, 20 seconds, but they defeated the champs. We have new NXT Women's Champions. That was pretty shocking to me. I was shocked. New NXT Women's Champs. The team that I did not think would win or get along very well. Fallon Henley, Kiana James win. I hope it means Katrina, whatever her name is. Former, I'll just call her Chance. Hopefully this means Chance and Kaden Carter go to the main roster and are a tag team on the main roster either at WrestleMania or before it or the Raw after WrestleMania. So new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. That is very surprising. And I like Fallon Henley and Kiana James. Very, very talented newcomers. I don't even think they've been on NXT TV maybe for a year. I'm not sure. But good for them. Super talented women. All four of these women are really good. And I'm happy for Kiana James, Fallon Henley. Up next, we had 2 out of 3 falls. Carmelo Hayes, Apollo Crews. This, I don't know why. At some points, the match felt kind of long. Like, too long. Went 23 minutes, 31 seconds. And, very surprising. Carmelo Hayes wins 2 falls to 0. He wins a match in 2 straight falls. He wins a 2 out of 3 falls. Also, I did not expect this. Formerly, what was his name? Commander Aziz. Formerly Drago, whatever his name was. Before when he was in Raw Underground, I believe. And I think he was part of NXT before that. Commander Aziz. He was on SmackDown with Apollo for a while. Or a couple months. Maybe he was on the main roster. I don't know. Maybe a year or less. Commander Aziz returns. Apollo was happy to see him. Like they were boys. They went like this. Slapped each other's hands. After Apollo lost, I knew he was... I knew he was going to turn on Apollo. When he picked him up, I knew it. He was hugging him, then his face changed. He was like... Got mad as hell look on his face. Headbutted Apollo, knocked him down, picked him up. Like sit-out powerbomb, choke slam to Apollo. What the fuck, Commander Aziz? What'd you do that for? I guess he's in NXT now. Good for him. I'm glad he's back. He's a big fucking dude. Big giant of a man. Commander Aziz. But they're calling him, they went back to his old name. Dago or something, whatever it is. His old gimmick name. Before Vince, and they wanted to change on the main roster to Commander Aziz. He is a Nigerian, I found that out today. That Commander Aziz is Nigerian, I believe, in Polish. He did look a lot darker, his skin. Maybe the guy was on a vacation for a long time in the sun. I don't know, but he was a lot darker than he was on SmackDown. On SmackDown, he was very white as me. And I look more white because of his fucking bright camera light. But, yeah, he's very white before. But now he has a tan. He kind of, if a lot of fans didn't know, he probably fooled a lot of fans. They thought he was not Commander Aziz because he's a bit darker. But again, the guy was probably just in the sun a lot. Or lives, I don't know where he lives, Florida. Maybe he was in the Florida sun too much. on a boat or something on the beach all the time. I don't know. Maybe the guy's going to a tanning booth. I doubt he would go to a tanning booth. He wouldn't fit in it. By the way, I wouldn't ever go in a tanning booth. I believe they cause cancer. The sun does too. So just, I don't know, sunbathe and put on a ton of sunscreen if you're going to do that. So anyways, yeah, I say put on a ton of sunscreen, and I don't even do that myself when I'm out in the sun. But I don't sunbathe, and I don't lay in the sun to try to get a tan. If I'm out in the sun working, I always have a hat over my face. But I still should put on I have put on sunscreen sometimes when it's like super hot out, like over 85 degrees. I have put some on my face and nose. But I don't do it every time. In the summer, I'm being honest, I don't put it on every damn day when I go outside. But anyways, yeah, this review's all over the place. Talking about wear sunscreen and talking about Vince a lot. But, yeah. So, Carmelo Hayes wins, and Commander Aziz returned with his old gimmick name and his old gimmick. He had a wife beater on. But it wasn't white, I believe. Tag team titles up next. A fatal 4-way for the NXT Men's Tag Team Championships. Gallows challenged the New Day, the Champs, Pretty Deadly, Chase University, in a fatal 4-way. This was pretty good. The crowd was into it. By the way, it was so good to hear the different fan base, more fans. It was louder than the PC. It was so great to hear different fans enjoy NXT and be hype and excited for it. They need to go on the road for every premium live event from now on. The pandemic is not over, but you can still get fucking COVID. But to protect yourself, just get the fucking vaccine already. Or if you got it 4 to 5, 6 months ago, you should be fine. I don't know. We're going to have to get COVID shots every fucking year if you want to not die. Get a COVID shot. I haven't had mine for well over 6 months, but I feel protected enough. And I haven't been around big crowds barely ever. I don't go to movie theaters. I actually don't enjoy them anymore. I would rather sit at home to watch movies and get new movies by pressing a button on my controller. To me, it's better and easier. And I enjoy it more than being in a theater. But I was out in a big crowd when I went to Raw in December, and nobody's fucking wearing masks like me and like maybe like 4 to 5 other people. But I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie to you. During the event, I barely had my mask on so I could cheer. And I don't know. I was stupid for not wearing it. I did not get sick, but I should have wore it the whole event. But I did wear it when I left because the lines of people in front of me, I did have it on then. But anyways, do what you want when you go out in big crowds. Wear a mask or don't wear one. It's your life. If you, I don't know, if you risk not wearing a mask, you risk getting sick. Luckily, I've not gotten sick. But I've had 3 fucking COVID vaccine shots. Since the pandemic, I've had 3 shots. So I think I'm okay of not dying. Just like sunscreen, I do wear a mask sometimes when I go to stores, but not every time. But, yeah. So, yeah, new tag team champions. I kind of wanted Chase U to win. I like Chase U a lot. They were super over in Charlotte, but Gallows wins. Gallows, the new tag team champions in NXT so far. 3 titles on the line, 2 new champions, both tag titles changed hands. Up next, Women's Championship Triple Threat, 14 minutes, 42 seconds. By the way, the Fatal 4-Way was 16 minutes, 46. Triple Threat Women's Title, NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez defended against my Toxic Girls, JC Jane, Gigi Dolan. Very good shit. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Pop rocks to Gigi on the floor. That was awesome. Gigi was actually saving JC Jane by holding her leg on the top rope so she didn't get pop rocks off the top rope or second rope. Gigi was saving her friend and partner, and they did go at it a little bit. During this match, they did go at it. That was awesome to see. Hopefully they stay together and go to the main roster as the tag team Toxic Attraction. But, yeah, Gigi gets kicked off the apron or pushed off by Roxanne. She crashes through the table. Then, Roxanne hits Pop Rocks off the second rope, as Vic Joseph said. Super Pop Rocks for the 1, 2, 3. And still, NXT Women's Champ, Roxanne Perez. Every time I hear that name, Roxanne, I think about the Sting song, or maybe it was the Police. I don't know who sung it. I know Sting did, but I don't know if he's in the Police still, or if he's alone. But anyways, Roxanne, turn on her, however the hell it goes, I forget. Roxanne, turn on the red light. My voice is shot. I can't sing right now. But I always sing of the Roxanne song when I hear Roxanne Perez. So Roxanne wins, retains. She should have. She's great. She's only 21 years old. My goodness. Imagine her in 10 years. Hopefully she's still a part of WWE. And hopefully she could win a Royal Rumble. So Roxanne wins. Main event time, steel cage match. 14 minutes, 25 seconds. This was pretty short for a cage match, and sweet for the NXT Championship. Grayson Waller challenged Braun Breaker. And Grayson attacked Braun before the match started. I believe he kicked or pushed the cage door, kicked it on Braun. Grayson also came out with some very hot-looking women with him. And Braun Breaker basically just got fed up. Grayson tried to climb the cage and dive on him and do a social media moment, but it failed. He got caught. Braun caught him Braun went up to the top, caught him, hooked him, superplex off the top of the cage almost. That was awesome. And then Braun was just talking trash to him, saying, "You're in my house. This is my dog house. This is my..." or whatever he said, dog house or something, dog yard. That was pretty funny. When he was talking trash to Grayson, then Grayson just pie-faced Braun. That pissed him off. And then I honestly thought the finish was going to be Braun spearing him through the cage door. or something, or through the cage, the side of the cage. It was going to collapse. They both were going to fall out. There was going to be no contest. But that would have been stupid. I just thought that in my head watching, like, Braun should really spear his ass through the cage. It would have been a cool spot. And then they could have climbed up the collapsed cage, could have climbed up it, got back in the ring and pinned him. But you couldn't have a no contest because Shawn Michaels basically said on TV, you're going to have a cage match, so no interference and no bullshit finish, like a no contest. That would have been a real bullshit finish for a cage match to be a no contest. But anyways, Braun just hits a vicious and violent spear to Grayson, pins him 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker retains. Thank God. He needed to. Braun should still be called up after WrestleMania, I believe. They should not keep him in NXT until 2024. That's too long. Braun Breaker retains. So we had 2 champions retain. No, 3 champions retained and 2 new champs. Really good Vengeance Day for 2023. I enjoyed it. I'd give it a grade of a B+. What's your grade for Vengeance Day 2023? Leave it in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye for now, everybody.